Good morning everybody, my name's Devon. Welcome back to the Angling Giant YouTube channel. Today we are at Lodge Farm Fisheries on the Long Island pond. We're fishing with the usual sort of autumn league guys, just a pre-season knock-up shall we say. We've drawn peg 84 today and it's a bit of a problem, but I'll show you that when we go down and have a look at rigs. Let's just say it's a lot deeper than we thought it was going to be. So we'll get out, we'll have a quick look around, and I'll show you my setup. We'll go through a few tactics, and hopefully we could have a bit better day than we did last week. So I'll see you down at Peg. Right, here we are, peg 84 Long Island. There's Charlotte. There's no way Charlotte's going to be cold today. She's wearing a 50 tog sleeping bag as a coat. And there's quite a few of us on today. And here we are, peg 84. Just as the train goes past, lovely. So we have got a nice island to throw to there. It's very snaggy. Bait wise, 6 mallard, 4 and 6 expanders, maggots and micras, and wafters for method feeder. And we're fishing one rig today up pole. I'll go through and tell you why that is in a minute. So yeah, let's just have a look at his rigs. So as I said, I've only got one rig today. Dropped a bit of a boo-boo really. Obviously fishing through summer mainly, we've shortened all the rigs down. We've turned up here today and at top 2 plus 2, we're 6.5 foot deep. We've got one more section out, we're hitting sort of 10, 11 foot deep. So I did want to fish straight out in front of us, 5-6 metres, but it's not going to work. So what we'll do, I'll show you this rig that we're fishing. It's top 2 and 2, it's about, can't tell time, about 10, 11 o'clock in front of us. So we'll come up close here. And we've had to use a ready tied rig today, because it were only one long enough. So we've got the Preston Diamond 4x16, small number 10. We've got a bulk of 3 number 8s, and then we're just doing a taper down over to bottom to a size 16, and that's the only pole rig that we're going to be using today, simply because we've got no else. Other than that, we're going to go trusty small method feeder, 4 inch to a size 14. As you'll see, that's bayoneted, so we're going to be using wafters on that. And then we've got a little 5 gram pellet Waggler matrix, 5 gram. Brilliant, these sort of like a hardened foam. And we're running that again about 6 foot. And we're going to fish 6 mallard pellets on that. I've got 6 foot, but I've got absolutely no shot weighting it down, so it's going to get to the bottom really slow. Hopefully pick up a few carp on its way down. If not, like I say, 10 o'clock out there, we've got 4 and 6 mil expanders, micras and maggots. We'll just pick and choose and dot about what we've got. So yeah, game plan's kind of gone out the window because we've dropped that ball weight rig, but time will tell, and hopefully we can come up with something while we're fishing. So let's see. Time! Right. Time is shouted. Task number 1, avoiding that island on first cast.
They're telling me where the island is.
Right, so we're going to start off on feeder. We've got method feeder up there. Just let that turn off. So we've got method feeder out to island with a white wafter on to begin with. And as long as this wind plays game, I'll fire a few 6s off at top. So we've got a few fish topping. So hopefully we can persuade them to get down to the bottom, follow them pellets. So now we've had time, I think my plan is to, if we start getting a few bites on method feeder, that's going to be my main plan today. Method up to near that island. We've got it clipped up just to the edge of the island, so when it drops back, we'll probably drop him back a couple of feet. And we can just drop them 6mm pellets just off at top of it. So that's plan number 1. And then obviously we can move a bit closer and dot around that island. And then if we have no luck on that, it's going to be a pole line here at about 10 o'clock. Towards that silver tree that's leant over. That's where we're plumbed up. But hopefully we can get a few knocks on this feeder. So while that is hopefully thinking about going round, we'll get a couple of pellets out. Now what I'm going to do is, I've got micros in there, a few soft 4mm as well. So we'll prep this pole line while we're method. Not going to put too much bait in to begin with. Just 1 couple do us. And now we'll just wait on this feeder now, try and get a bit of action. I'm probably going to give it 15 minutes a cast. Try not to be too impatient. Right, so this is actually a second fish. The first one was just a little couple of ounce skimmer, and this feels like it could be a couple ounce more. Yeah, nice skimmer. Right. If that's stamper fish that we're fishing for, we're going to have to change his elastic, I think. We'll see. So that's about 4 times size at first in, so if we've got a couple of bigger fish moving in, we might be alright with this. I think it's a 12 to 14 we've got in. Ideally we could probably do an 8 to 10. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a toss pot on, just to save having to cup out. So that method feeder line, we weren't really getting any indications. So we've come onto pole line and we've got 4mm expanders over a bed of micros. Like I said, we've put quite a big toss pot on just to save us having to cup out. And we're just going a few lift bites. If we're going to be catching little skimmers like we could do with them bites coming a little bit quicker. We need to be mindful of his feet because we don't want to feed him off. No, so definitely just a stray fish and not a shoal. And go. And again this looks like a decent little skimmer. And we'll take these one a chuck, but we do need them to come a lot faster than they are. Horrible slimy buggers. I really need to level this box up. We must not have tightened his back legs up from last time we fished, and as soon as we sat down it's gone kerplunk, which is less than ideal. Well, after them few skimmers that we had, it dropped silent, I ain't even said quiet, so we've gone out on maggot feeder. And looks like we've managed to pick up a tiny little skimmer. It's proper swallowed this. There we go, skimmer on maggot feeder. We've got about 20 inch, so I've tied it a bit long, hook length. Now, 2 reds and a white. The problem is his hands, well our hands, my hands at least, are bloody freezing. And fishing with a size 18 hook and having size triple XL hands, proving difficult to get them blinking maggots on. There we go. So we're using, all we've done is rod that we had is little method feeder on. We use it Preston quick change inline. I swap that to a small maggot feeder. I was fishing halfway up to End Island. There's not a lot being caught, but we've just had word somebody down on the corner pegs had a carp. And I'm just going to stick with these and hope carp move in, because it's not unheard of for carp to come to maggot feeder on here. I just had a little twitch then while that was settling, but I think that had just been a liner. And because we've increased quality that we're filming in, I'm in 60 FPS rather than 30 now. Clips are probably going to be a bit shorter than usual, so hopefully it's more thriller, less filler. And we'll come back when this rod bends in double and we've got a nice double figure carp on. Yep. So while we've been fishing that maggot feeder, I've just fed a cup into his pole swim and it's just started fizzing like mad. And all we've fed is some 4mm soft and a ball of micros. So I'm just going to drop back over that for a second. We'll see if there is any signs of life down here now. Just had 2 small cups of bait while we've been out on feeder. So if they have moved in, they might have a bit of a false sense of security. And just got a 4mm expander. For the amount of bubbles that they were, I'd have expected a knock, you know, like just an indication that there's something there. So I think we've got 5 skimmers now, so we're not in a terrible position. Someone's got 2 skimmers and an F1, and we've heard someone's caught a carp at opposite end. But other than that, there's not a lot of catch talk. So as long as we keep his composure and don't overfeed, don't ruin any swims, we might be at least in a position for a section or something.
This side of the island,
There's been 1 or 2 fish sighted, so they are patrolling, they're moving, we can see them moving in top layers of water, but they are not interested in feed at all. Certainly not carp. Right, we are starting to get little knocks. Need to start ignoring them little lifts. So we're lifting with them and there's no there. I've just noticed a few signs of life down in this margin. So as pole line were at 10 o'clock area, I've noticed reeds rustling to my left. At first I thought it was wind because it is quite choppy, but as I glanced over there were a big black back sticking out of water. So what we've done, we've dropped a few soft pellet and micros. And sort of top 2+3 length away, as close up to reeds as we can get. I've dropped 4mm soft off at top. Had a few little dinks, but no bite as such, but definitely a few indications that there's some fish there. It could be some fish, it could be a fish, but it was definitely a carp. Yeah, them reeds are definitely knocking just behind us float. Which I certainly wouldn't have expected fish to be moving into margins, but we've seen them with our own eyes, so try and have a little bit of patience on this line here. All it takes is one decent carp in a match like this, and it can take you from absolutely nowhere to match winner. We could definitely do with some action, because it is absolutely freezing. The wind's hitting us straight in the face now. And I'm starting to wish I'd put my overalls on, because I am absolutely divering. I don't know if you can tell with my voice, yeah. And my voice is as shaky as I am. I sound like I'm hooked up to a bloody vibrating plate or something. That margin, it didn't come fruitful, unfortunately. There were no signs of a fish. Well, I said no signs of a fish. There were no signs of a fish on our hook. So what we've done, we've set a bomb up again, pressed in quick change, and we're casting up to island in front of us, bomb and corn. Now what's weird is we haven't had a single knock. The gent next to us has had 4 fish on bounce, and we must be fishing, what, 5-6 metres away from each other at that island. I don't know if I'm using wrong flavour corn or what, but it's not working for us. We've tried a few things. We've tried his margin, we've tried his usual pole line, maggot feeder, and bomb and corn, but it's just not meant to be by the looks of it. So all we can do is persevere with this corn, because it's working for quite a few people up and down now. It's 2:10, so we've got an hour and 50 minutes left. So we'll give this corn a go. But if not, we're just going to cycle through his methods again, try his 2 pole lines. Maybe put a method feeder back on, try some wafters again. But it's not meant to be today, unfortunately. I think we've got 5 or 6 skimmers and a roach, so I might have over a pound.
Last time I was off the proper sick is when I snapped my tib and
We have, I think we're in a 4-man section, and the sectional work to us left. We could be in with a chance at a section, but I haven't really been looking that way to tell you what they've been catching.
I'm gonna have to put a bigger bomb on, but I don't like putting big bombs on because they're making noise.
We're in the last half an hour at match now, and we have had no luck whatsoever, unfortunately. We had a decent little run of skimmers early on, but that's been all we've had. So I must admit I'm a bit defeated by today. We thought we were going to do better, so I'm just going to throw the method feeder out for the last half an hour. If we get a bite, so be it. If not, then the good news is we're already half packed up anyway, so it is what it is. As I mentioned a few times, winter and early spring fishing is very new to me, and I'm not great at it. I think everything I know, or everything I've learnt in the first few years of fishing, well, match fishing at least, has been very summer orientated. So yeah, hopefully we get a bite on this. Oh, I'm not going to get a bite with that. Hopefully we get a bite on this method feeder. If not, then it'll be another short video, unfortunately. One thing I would ask is, if you have watched this far, then first off, I really appreciate it. But second of all, if you want to consider subscribing, it does help. And as I mentioned in my last video, 90%, I think it's more than 90 now, actually, it might be 95. 95% of us viewers don't subscribe. And it does help massively. So if you could, please consider it. But without further ado, let's get that feeder out. Let's try and get his hands warm. And most importantly, let's try and have one last fish. Yeah, we were told that method feeder were doing well, so. But again, unfortunately, failing to prepare has prepared us to fail, because we didn't have any rigs long enough to be able to fish out on pole. And the rigs we did have, like I said, we had a few skimmers on 4mm expander. I really thought that we'd see a bit of action in that margin, to be honest, because even now the reeds are absolutely battering. There's definitely fish there. They've just not ventured out of them reeds whatsoever. Sod law. There have been some decent days had, and I think Guy next to us done well on bomb and corn. Been a few big carp caught down to his right. I think we have a little £1 big fish competition. I think the gent's a couple of pegs down. I think he reckons he's got one about £12, so that'll probably be taking the 18 quid for that, which is good. I've seen my dad get one or two. He's directly over from us. I'm not seeing much of Grandad catching to his far left in corner, but he don't make much fuss. He's been doing it that long. He can get him in, so he could have absolutely bagged up without us knowing. In fact, Dino's on one at the minute. Might be able to see him. He's just in corner with Silver Vannies. It seems to be onto a skimmer there now. It's not been our day again, unfortunately. Our little glamorous assistant's just packing us up. I was saying the glamorous assistant's just packing us up.
What, in my duvet?
Yeah, in the 50 tog quilt that she's wearing. We tend to like to get packed up fairly quickly, so we help Grandad pack up as well. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, now, okay, put it away. We'll put that away. It's not really done much for us, and it does do well in summer, so we'll save it for when league starts. Nope, that's that rod rock. Nearly. We've got a lot of matches at Messingham this year in his summer league. I think 6 of the 12 are at Messingham. So we'll definitely have some better days fishing in summer. Next live match you see could very well be back at Thurnscoe Reservoir. We'll join their match 2 weeks tomorrow. So that'll be beginning of April, I believe. And then after that, the season starts. So there'll be an upload every 2 weeks at least. And then when the evening matches at Lowfield Lake start, we'll be joining them as well. They're really quick 4-hour matches. So we'll record them as well. So yeah, summer, a lot more fishing, and there's going to be quite a few reviews coming as well. So the guys at Independent Tackle and Bait pulled us up when we were in the other day and asked us to go down and see them about doing some reviews in their shop. What we'll say on that is they're not going to be paid reviews. They're not going to be giving us tackle and asking us to review it or all like that. We'll just be doing it in their shop with tackle that they've got on display, so they'll still be impartial. If we do get a fish, you will certainly see it, but if not, we'll get weighed in and I'll see you in ban. Right guys, that's end of match. No more bites for us. Decent start to match, abysmal middle, even worse end. So we've weighed in a not so respectable, again, £2 14 ounce. As I said, we were fishing with my dad and my granddad. My granddad were in our section as well. He weighed in £4 14 ounce, and dad was opposite side of the pond. He's actually won his section with £8 14 ounce. So it's a day of 14 ounces today. It's been a struggle for our end at pond actually. Our section was won with £7. Obviously with dad's section, technically section was won with £8 14, but match winner actually came from that section. But yeah, another tough winter's day. I think the weather that we had this week hadn't helped. It was absolutely freezing all week and really warm week before, so I think that's just thrown fish off massively. But saying that, from down this side of the pond, I'm looking, you can't see, they've been catching on bomb and corn all day, whereas we didn't have a pull on that. But again, it's winter fishing, we're still new to it, and every day is a lesson, so we'll get better in the future. So yeah, on to the next one. Like I say, I think as next match we'll probably be at Fernskreveza unless we enter an open before it. And stay tuned for some better fishing in summer, hopefully. But again guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next time.